welcome to Black Woman Startup. We are so excited that you are here with us yet again for another phenomenal training. By now, you know the routine. Go ahead and place inside of the feed your first name, your last name, and let me know where you are chiming in from. We are so excited that we have more than 200 women such as yourselves, high-achieving women, women who have stated that, hey, I want to start a business. I didn't want to start over. And so to ensure that I don't have to start over in my entrepreneurial journey, I am joining the movement to be a hashtag Black Woman Startup. Go ahead and put that in the feed. I want you to really begin to get used to referring to yourself as a hashtag Black Woman Startup, because that is exactly who you are. You see, what I know to be true is that the universe rewards those who take action differently than those who don't. And you, my friend, are an individual who took action. You have been sitting around, and for whatever the reason may be, you've been contemplating in your mind, is entrepreneurship something for me? Is being a Black woman in business something for me? And you may have even gone as far as to imagine what that would look like if you stepped inside of the space. But at this place, at this time, and at this very moment, you chose to take an action. And you said yes to your dreams. You said yes to your desires. And you said yes to being a hashtag Black Woman Startup. And for that action, you are a scholarship recipient, and we are so grateful to have you here with us. Especially because waiting in the wind is Dr. Letitia Wright, affectionately known as Dr. Wright. And why do we call her Dr. Wright? Because she gets right down to the money and alternative ways that you can turn your customers into investors to create a cash infusion for your business. So I know some of you are kind of like, scraping your head and you're scratching and trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? Am I going to bootstrap my way through it? Am I going to go and dive into my 401k and begin to pull, monies out of there? And before you go any further, like, stop. This is why we have this training, because there are alternative ways in order to get you where you want to be if you are willing yet to take another action. So Dr. Letitia Wright, Dr. Wright, is here to help us explore what that looks like. Now, I told you, and I'll continue to say it, we only bring the best because you are the best. And what do I mean by that? Dr. Wright has more than 20 years of experience as an entrepreneur. And in that, she is considered to be one of the top 100 crowdfunding strategists in the world. I mean, so she's not playing around. She's a Stevie Award nominee. And collectively, for those that she has worked with, for organizations, for businesses, for individuals, she has helped raise collectively $5 million. So if that can happen for someone else, why can't it happen for you? And it can. So without further delay, I am going to bring Dr. Wright on, and I know she's sitting at her computer and ready and geared up to make sure that she gives you everything that she has to offer in order to help you understand that there are ways to begin to turn your customers into clients, again, to create the cash infusion that you're looking for. So we are talking about crowdfunding for businesses with one of the top crowdfunding strategists in America. So Dr. Wright, we are going to make sure that we turn this over to you. But before we do, we want to ensure that you have your workbook. So again, if you do not have your workbook, make sure that you go and download it at, so we want you to text this number, text 773-993-1652. And you want to make sure that you use the text word Dr. Wright. That's DRWRIGHT. You want to text the keyword Dr. Wright to 773-993-1652. So Dr. Wright, we are coming over your way in 5. You all know the drill. Count down with me. 4, 3, and Dr. Wright, you are up.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be a part of this. This is Dr. Letitia Wright, and I'm here to talk to you about crowdfunding for business. That's right, how to create a cash infusion using crowdfunding. So here we go. What we're going to talk about today is business crowdfunding. Okay, this is not what you've heard about before. This is business crowdfunding. We're going to talk about how you can use it to bring in money into your business, create a cash infusion. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we help you grow your tribe to 10,000 or more before you even start crowdfunding, because you got to have a crowd, right? You need a crowd. And we're going to talk about my 5-step success system, the way I've helped people do this over and over again. Yes, there's a system to make it work. The same thing I've done for all kinds of businesses over and over again to help people raise over $5 million. And I'm going to share with you some shocking facts and myths that have actually caused people to fail. Now, a lot of you have heard about crowdfunding attached to accidents. You've heard about GoFundMe. You've heard about some horrible tragedy where they've raised millions of dollars. Right now, as we speak, people are very, very upset about the whole thing with children being held, children that are illegal aliens. They're being held, and there's being money being raised, millions of dollars is being raised, or something tragic, horrible is happening. And that kind of crowdfunding is like a personal or tragedy raise. And the reason why those work so well is because of all of the media involvement. Everybody on TV, every station is talking about it. Every radio station is talking about it. Magazines, podcasts, everywhere, social media, everybody's talking about it. And if you had to pay for that kind of media, the price tag would be astronomical. You couldn't afford to pay for that. So that kind of crowdfunding does not compare to business crowdfunding, and you can't depend on the media to just pick up what you're doing. So I'm going to talk about business crowdfunding, and we're not going to think about it in terms of the way that works. That's a different type of crowdfunding. You've also heard about some very whimsical crowdfunding. Now, this particular crowdfunding piece was called Potato Salad. And this happened a few years ago, and I remember when this was going on, and it was racking up a lot of money. And as you can see down there, it made $55,000. Now, this was not a guy starting a potato salad or food company. You didn't get any potato salad. You just got pictures of this potato salad, and you got to name some ingredients, and you got to do some, but you didn't get any actual food. And I remember I was teaching classes back then when this was going on, and I would dread it because I knew every single class someone would raise their hand, the hand would slowly go up, and someone in the class would be like, what about potato salad? What is going on with that? And I knew I would have to answer the question. So at the time that it was happening, I didn't know why potato salad. It was completely stupid. I didn't know why potato salad was making all this money. And I had to say, I don't know. I'm in the industry and I don't know. My friends don't know. But as it came to a conclusion, I talked to one of my friends out of Irvine, California, David Corum. He's brilliant. He's in the crowdfunding industry. He's someone that I partner with on a lot of projects. And he says, Dr. Letitia, I found out what's going on with potato salad. And I said, okay, great. What's going on with potato salad? Well, it turns out the guy who was doing this was a former employee of Kickstarter. And this was something he did right after he left Kickstarter. Now, as an employee of Kickstarter, he had privy to a whole lot of information of how to make things work that the average bear, the regular people like you and me, would never have access to. So that's an outlier an outlier situation. That's not something that you can repeat. Although there are other people who try to do potato salad because they thought it was just potato salad. It's not that. So we're not talking about something whimsical, and I know that you have something more important than just potato salad. The best ideas come as jokes. Make your thinking as funny as possible. That's what David Ogilvy said, and he was one of the greatest advertisers in the world. Well, that may be true, but I'm telling you, crowdfunding definitely has a success formula, and you can do it once you understand the strategy. So a lot of people have done crowdfunding for weddings. I know you've heard of that, and I really don't recommend that. Matter of fact, I wrote a beautiful article for Wedding Magazine saying don't crowdfund your wedding because brides are very sensitive. And it can be very, very tough. If the whole tribe doesn't buy in and put a whole lot of money in, they can be very, very upset, and it can be devastating, and it can just be really, really ugly. A lot of people just feel like, hey, you're single, go down to the justice of the peace, get married already. What's the problem? Why are you doing all of this? So you have to have complete buy-in of your tribe to make this work. So we are not talking about the same thing as crowdfunding for a wedding. We're talking about business crowdfunding where you're giving business value. There are no donations unless you are a nonprofit. This is business. I'm Dr. Letitia Wright, America's crowdfunding strategist, and I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been teaching crowdfunding around the country. I teach internationally. I just got back from Holland teaching crowdfunding there. And I've been teaching entrepreneurs how to get cash infusions using crowdfunding and how to use it as a tool. It definitely has a strategy. It definitely has a way that you can use it to make money consistently. There are people who are doing crowdfunding over and over and over again, consistently bringing in 6 figures because they know the formula. And then, of course, there's people who've done it who haven't made any money at all. So I don't want you to be that person. And I want to share with you this tool that you could use. Why? Because it's a tool and you need to know about it. You may not choose to use it, but for those of you that do, you need to know how to use it. President Obama signed it into law way back in the day, which was just a few years ago, of course, and it created a whole industry, a huge industry, and of course helped create my career. So this is what crowdfunding actually is. It's the practice of funding a project or venture by raising many small amounts of money from a large number of people and typically through the internet. Last year, 2017, it was $87 billion. $87 billion with a B. How much of that money did you get? Now, typically it's on the internet, but in some cases you will raise the money by hand. For a lot of people, if they're Christians and they go to their church, a lot of people in churches do not like to put money on the internet. They don't like to give you money through the internet. They'll give you the holy handshake and just hand you the money. So that's really cool too. But we're talking about raising money. So we're not talking about stuff. So if people want to give you stuff, that's not crowdfunding. That's something else. We're talking about raising money. And we're talking about a lot of people. And so you need a lot more people than just the friends you know. Otherwise, you would have just went to those friends before, right? And just said, hey, give me some money. I have 58,000 followers on Twitter. If it was that simple, I would have said, hey, all you guys give me $1 and I would be good. That'd be $60,000 a year and I would be like kickback, not have to do anything. So we know it's a little bit more to it than that. What I love about crowdfunding is that what it has gotten rid of is the gatekeeper. No longer do you have to get anybody's permission to bring your products and services to the market. Now you can go straight to people and say, look, this is what I have. Is this good enough for you to lay down your credit card and give me money? You don't have to give any bogus surveys and say, hey, if I make this, will you pay for it? They go, yeah, sure. And then you make it and you show up and no money. Now you can really put it out there. But right before you actually make it, you can actually take the money and figure out if these people are really going to buy what you're selling. That means authors can actually get paid for books before they write them. This means if you're a musician, your music can actually get supported by people buying it before you release it. This means you can know for sure that your products and services have a audience before you actually put them out there. It doesn't mean that you're broke when you're doing business crowdfunding. It just means that you may not want to use your money. I have a podcast called the Get Crowdfunded Now podcast. And I have a whole podcast where a man raised $2.6 million for a me-fold car seat. And he did it not because he was broke, because he had investors and he had money. He wanted to prove to those big box stores like Costco and Toys R Us and Target that he had an audience. So when he was able to sell $2.6 million worth of his car seats, and then he went to them and said, hey, do you want to buy my car seat? And they already saw $2.6 million worth of sales. They knew that this was a winner. So crowdfunding for business is not about you're broke and don't have any money and can't do anything. This is about a different way to come to market. This is about using other people's money. This is about proving your concept before you put all your money into it and find out you don't have a winner. You can make adjustments before you've used up all of your money and can't get it done. That's what I love about it. And you're no longer waiting for somebody to open the door for you. You can go straight to your customer and get what you need. You can go straight to your customer and actually turn them into an investor in your business. And that's a whole different relationship, because when they're an investor, they will tell other qualified investors, people with money and people with interest. They won't tell wankers. They won't tell people who don't have any money. They will only tell people who are actually interested in what's going on. You don't have to beg them to share it. They will share it automatically with the right people. That's a whole different relationship. Now they're behind you, wanting you to win. They're not trying to report you and talk about you every second. They want you to win because they're investors, not just customers. I help busy entrepreneurs create a strategy, then plan and prepare and launch winning crowdfunding campaigns for their business. Here's the thing. You can find anybody on the street to make a video, anybody on the street to do social media, anybody on the street to do all these different things. What you can't find is someone to give you the strategy. What you need is the strategy and the plan before you do all of that. What you need is someone who's done lots of crowdfunding. Not they did one project really good and now they're telling everybody how to do crowdfunding. It doesn't work like that. You need to know how to do a lot of different things. I've seen so many different things over the years. I know what works in the real market and what works in the real world. I'm not just telling you about my project that was successful. I know what works on a lot of successful projects. And guess what? I've also done projects, especially in the beginning, that crashed and burned. So I also know what really, really doesn't work. And I can tell you when you're doing something that, yeah, I've seen that before, and that's how you get hit by a bus. Don't do that. That's what you need, is strategy. So who is this for? This is for you if you are a busy entrepreneur. You got your business going on, you got your stuff going on, and even if you get a book or take a course, you are not going to have the skill level that I have because you haven't had enough of it. You just read the book and you just got started. That might be not enough skill level to get what you need to get out there. This is for you if you're an author and you want to write your next book and you'd like to be paid for the editing, the writing, the book, the physical book editing, the cover art. You want that all paid for, and you want your book sold before. Instead of writing the book and trying to find people to sell it to, you actually want to get the books sold before you write them. Then crowdfunding, this presentation is for you. This is for you if you have a home-based business. If you are working on something that's a little bit different and you're working out of your home, you can do crowdfunding and it works very well. Crowdfunding works if you have a brick and mortar business. You have a store, you have a restaurant, you have a physical spot, you have a physical place. You can use crowdfunding on your business. Crowdfunding works if you are established. You could have a business that's been in business for a while. Perhaps you want to expand. You want to bring in new services. You want a cash infusion. You want to bring in investors. Crowdfunding works for you. Crowdfunding can work if you're still in the idea stage. You're still thinking about it. You're still working out some of the kinks. Now, there's a special kind of crowdfunding. You have to do it in a very special way. But crowdfunding can work for you. Crowdfunding works for you guys that are nonprofit organizations, and it works for you if you have a service-based business. Some people come to my classes. I teach for the Small Business Administration in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, and I teach around the country, and they're like, oh, I have a service-based business. I don't know if this is going to work for me. Absolutely. Crowdfunding works for you if you have a service-based business. Now, I'm just going to tell you straight up who it's not for. If you're on this call and on this webinar because you are trying to pay your rent, then this is not for you. You might as well get off, hang up, go do something else. I'm not teaching that. People have done crowdfunding for that. That's not what I teach. This is crowdfunding for a business. So if you need to pay your rent, you need to buy a car, you need to keep your lights on, you need to buy some groceries, this is not what I'm talking about. You need to get caught up on your child support, get off this, go get you a job. This is not what I'm talking about. This is also not going to work for you if you've got too many irons in the fire. If you're a person who's got 10 million things going on, or you're home recovering from the baby and the bunion surgery and the this and that, this crowdfunding is going to be very, very difficult for you because you do have to be focused. And if your mind is on everything else, the crowdfunding, you're not going to stay with it long enough to be focused on it. And crowdfunding is not for you if you are not the core decision maker. If you've got to go to a committee of people to get every single move you need to make approved, it's going to be tough to go through with your crowdfunding project because every day things come up. This is a live living thing, and you have to make decisions almost every day. And if every decision has to be approved by someone, you're not going to make it. It's just going to be really, really tough and slow, and that's not, crowdfunding is made to be fast, swift, and changeable. So I would recommend that if you need a committee to approve all of this, this is probably not for you. And this is not for you if you're still thinking, I have a business and I want people to donate to me. This is business crowdfunding. We are not a tragedy. You have to come in here. You have to bring value. Nobody's going to donate to a business unless it's a real nonprofit. So you have to be ready to bring value, and then you can turn customers into investors. If you're looking for someone to just give your business money, that is not what we're talking about. So the reason why most people fail is because there's 6 different kinds of crowdfunding. I'm going to go over the basic kinds. I don't have time in this presentation to actually go into depth, but you can understand that if you bring the wrong strategy with the wrong type of crowdfunding, you won't win. It's sort of like showing up at a football game with a baseball uniform. Even if you're playing the worst team in the league, you're going to get hurt. So there's reward-based crowdfunding, which is like the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo. Basically, you give me a book, I give you $25. There are crowdfunded loans. You can craft together a loan. You can create the terms and everything and say, this is what you want. People can get return on investment. It's a great investment for them. It does have to be paid back. And if you don't pay it back, they can report it on your credit. So this is not something where you want to walk away with the money. Equity-based crowdfunding is where you can sell shares of your company. There's crowdfunding CF, there's crowdfunding regulation A, and there's crowdfunding regulation D. Again, we don't have time to go into depth into those, but that is where people are looking for return on investment. There's charity-based, so if you're a nonprofit, there's a certain set of strategies that work for nonprofits that do not work for regular businesses. Those are the strategies and tactics that we employ to help you get fully funded. There's subscription crowdfunding that kind of works like the old-time pledges where people pledge over a long period of time to keep it going. It works particularly well for the entertainment industry. Sometimes it's called royalty-based crowdfunding. It works really, really well. And then civic crowdfunding is a partnership with the government on some public property. That is not done everywhere. You have to find those situations. The state of Massachusetts has a lot of it. The city of Detroit has some of it going on, but it's just not everywhere yet. To me, that's some of the best type of crowdfunding. That's crowdfunding at its best, where you would get, the city maybe has a grant for $10,000 and the people would come up with $10,000 and then you take the money and fix the park. That kind of thing. That's civic crowdfunding. It's not something you should plan on doing because it's not really something most people can do. Okay? So one of the reasons why people fail is that they're using the wrong strategy. Perhaps they're using a charity-based strategy for their business, reward-based business, and it won't work. I help clients grow their tribe before they get started. So you want to have a group of people ready to give you money before you even get started. So one of the things that we do for clients is that we help you grow your Facebook groups and your Facebook pages before you get started, so you have someplace, a base to start with when you are doing. You have to have your own crowdfunding group. So you're going to either get your own or you're going to borrow them. You have to do something. So we have a strategy for both of us. I'm going to show you guys some example of some great crowdfunding projects that have just made a ton of money. This one's called the Evolution Pant. It's one pant, made $92,000. It had 28 days to go when I took this snapshot of it. It was made by Western Rise, and it's a travel pant. So they didn't invent anything new. They just made a really comfortable pant. $92,000. Then there's this shoe company. $592,000. They still had 20 days to go, so I'm sure they made their $600,000 mark. A dress shoe and sneakers, guaranteed. 2,000 people bought these shoes and backed it up. And this was a magnificent win. Amazing. That's a great problem to have. This is a crowdfunding regulation CF, which means they were looking for an investor. So they got investors up to $124,000 at the time that I took this picture. This company already exists. It's a makeup for an active woman. So maybe you're playing a sport where they're taking a lot of pictures of you and you still want to look good. It was founded by professional athletes. One of them is an Olympic gold medalist. And they've already made $1 million in revenue. So they've got $124,000 worth of investors in there. It's called Sweat Cosmetics, and people can invest in that. This is a transformer table. I'm pretty sure my grandma had a table like this where you just took the leaves out and made it longer. We didn't have transformers when I was little, so I don't know. We just called it a table, a Thanksgiving table. And they made $383,000 off of this. Hardwood table. I don't know what to say. I'm pretty sure all our grandmas had tables like this. This is Creativity Without Boundaries. It's a wave light. It creates light paintings. This made almost $500,000. So you can use this to create light. Creatives will love this. And this is called the E-Beam Sharper Pen. This is the last pen you'll ever need. It writes on any surface, any piece of paper. And backers, they had almost 700 people support this. They wanted to raise $20,000. They raised almost $70,000. So and they still have 13 days to go. So this was a win. People are raising tons and tons of money. This is not about grandma's funeral. This is real business money. If you'd like to know more case studies or have case studies, I do have a newsletter that comes out, and every weekday, Monday through Friday, I give you a new case study on an investment win, sometimes an investment loss, like, ooh, this was not a good idea, and a crowdfunding win and why they won and how it works. So all you have to do is text the word cash to the number 909-906-9797. So you just pull out your cell phone, pull out the texting mechanism, and to the phone number 909-906-9797, text the word cash, and it'll take you straight to the page where you can sign up for the newsletter. Again, it's 909-906-9797, and text the word cash, and you can get the newsletter, and you can see every day I send you a brand new case study on what it is, what the project is, how much money they made, and why. So when people are telling you crowdfunding doesn't work, you're going to know the truth. You're going to know it works, and it works really, really well. $87 billion, well. This one, I wish I had created it. This is a fix your posture while you sleep pillow. This pillow got fully funded in 14 hours. So they made over $15,000 in 14 hours. That was almost $1,000 an hour. At the time that I took this picture, they had made $88,000 and still had almost 36 days to go. So this was a success for sure. And it's just a pillow. Kind of looks like a vertebrae, but it's a pillow for your neck. Now, this video is my favorite, all-time favorite video. And when I saw this video, I really understood the power of crowdfunding. This video really got me into crowdfunding, and I knew this was something that could help entrepreneurs raise money back when the banks were not raising money. And video is king. You have got to have a great video to raise the money. That is not an option. So this is a pug named Fender.
Yeah, this is a story of a famous dog.
What's going on? My name is Trell Robinson, aka Fave. In addition to being a musician, I am also an illustrator and a cartoonist who publishes a webcomic called A Pug Named Fender. And this webcomic blends the power of illustration with good music along with technology to give you what I like to call comical soul. A Pug Named Fender has a very special connection to the soul and hip-hop music community by encouraging you to discover super talented musicians while spending 30 seconds out of your day to get that much-needed quick laugh. We've had illustrated guest appearances from Grammy-nominated artists like Letitia, Eric Roberson, Layla Hathaway. Hi, Layla. How you doing? The Foreign Exchange, as well as other rising soul icons. I have started this Kickstarter campaign to help raise money to publish 100 copies of the first ever A Pug Named Fender book that I affectionately call Pug Please. This book will have over 100 episodes from the first year of A Pug Named Fender, as well as never before seen episodes, along with other cool stuff that I will get into in a minute. This book will capture the journey of A Pug Named Fender and how he went from a real-life dog to an illustrated advocate for urban music culture. It will also celebrate some of the most prolific musicians, singers, DJs, and MCs of our time. Now, you can pledge various amounts for different levels of incentives, and the incentives are very, very nice. In fact, let me break down for you just how fly these incentives are. When you pledge $1 or more, you are officially a Pug Hugger, giving you access to the digital PDF of Pug Please, as well as exclusive project updates and behind-the-scenes previews. Pledge $5 or more, and you are elevated to the Pug Lover status, which includes the digital PDF, exclusive updates, and a limited edition A Pug Named Fender postcard. Pledge $25 or more and become a comical soulquarian, and you will get the digital PDF, updates, the postcard, and a high-resolution print of an A Pug Named Fender episode of my choice. And don't worry, they're all dope, so I'll make sure you get a good, full, colorful one. When you pledge $50 or more, you will have achieved Soul Hop supporter status, which entitles you to the digital PDF, updates, postcard, high-resolution episode print, and you also get an autographed copy of the book Pug Please. If you decide to pledge $100 or more, you are instantly an uber cool kid, worthy of the digital PDF, updates, postcard, printed episode, autographed book, as well as your name printed on the special thank you page in the back of the book. Now, see, I had to switch up my whole situation because these last two levels of pledging are so exclusive and so limited and so fly. The incentives are so incredible. I had to kind of get, wrapped up because it's just that cool. Let me break it down for you. Super VIP is reserved for those who pledge $250 or more. Should you choose one of the 4 Super VIP slots, you get all of the goodies I've mentioned before. Plus, I will draw you into a scene of one of the new episodes going in the book. That's right, you will be immortalized in Comical Soul for all to see. And don't worry, I'm not going to draw a stick figure and say it's you. We will work out the details after you pledge, and I promise it will put a smile on your face. We have 2 spots available for you to be named the Imperial Ruler of Off the Hookedness. When you pledge $500 or more to the production of Pug Please, you get it all. The PDF, updates, postcard, episode print, autographed book, a special illustration, along with a sincere thank you. But that's not it. I'm also throwing in an illustrated page in the back of the book, personally thanking you for your support in making my dream come true. Because that's how we do it. That's how we roll. That's how we get down. Okay. I appreciate you so much for checking out this Kickstarter campaign video. I look forward to bringing A Pug Named Fender, the first book, Pug Please, to fruition. I'm excited and I'm looking forward and thanking you in advance for your contributions. If you have any questions, any whatsoever, give me a shout at fave@apugnamed.fender.com. And in the meantime, in between time, do not hesitate to visit apugnamed.fender.com and get your dose of Comical Soul.
Yeah, this is a story of famous dogs.
All right, so that's A Pug Named Fender, and that's the project that I just saw where crowdfunding was going to go and where it's going to be, like where it is now. I saw this video, and I'm telling you, it clicked. The whole thing clicked for me. All right, let's go to our next slide. And this is a project that I love, and I actually worked on part of this.
Hi, my name is Kyoko Hamada. I'm a photographer based in New York. I'm here to introduce a photography series called I Used to Be You. It is about elderly female character who lives by herself in New York City. The character's name is Kikuchio-san. I gave her the name just to bring her into life. It is a photography project encompassing about 99 works. I've slipped in and out of the character for about 2 years. There are a few things that led to this project. I've used to volunteer for this agency who served for elders in New York City, and nobody wanted to be photographed. They said, well, I'm too old for this. And one day I just running into this gray wig made out of human hair, I was told, and something just made me want to try it on. And it fit me perfectly. And I stood in front of the mirror, and there was this person who was staring back at me in the mirror. I naturally wanted to photograph her. So 4 things are involved for transformation. The Asian makeup, which consists of liquid latex, makeup pencil, powders, and all sorts of things. And homemade body stuffing that goes here and there. And then there's that gray wig. And the clothes I picked out for her mostly from thrift stores, I thought she might want to wear. Aging is a universal experience. As long as we live, it is a fact of nature we can't get away from. We age because we are alive. To think about mortality is to confront our lives. On our deathbed, it would be amazing if we could just be happy about the life we had. I'm here today to ask you for your help in raising funds so that I Used to Be You can turning into a book, a physical object, which I would love to share with all of you. Every contribution is another step closer to that goal. Even if you're unable to contribute financially, I would still love for you to be a part of the project by sharing with your friends and your family. Thank you.
That's it. So you can do all kinds of different videos, but videos are essential to making, oops, I don't mean to start it over again, but essential to making your project work. This is a brand new project. $1,894,000 for a straw. That's right, final straw. This was amazing. And of course, they had an amazing video.
The single-use plastic straws? Yeah, just right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't you know that plastic straws are bad for the environment? What is this? Ugh. If you're gonna suck, suck on this. This is Final Straw, the world's first collapsible, reusable, totally badass straw. Straws are supposed to be convenient, right? So we decided to do something about it. This is Final Straw. Final Straw folds up to the size of a car key and fits in this sexy case. Final Straw is small enough to fit in your purse or pocket, but if you don't have pockets, you can just... Uh-oh, where'd it go? If you can remember your keys when you leave the house, you'll remember your straw. It fits on your keychain, so there's no way you're going to leave it in your car. And there's no need to worry about keeping it clean. Included in each straw is a specially designed squeegee. Simply pull it through the straw to make sure it's squeaky clean. Final Straw is BPA-free, dishwasher safe, and with our patented design, the ends are soft, so it's safe for human children and their adults. There you go, little buddy. This straw may seem small, but because of its size, it's actually very harmful to the environment. Straws can't be recycled, so they're often left here in the ocean where they hurt and kill my friends in the sea. There you go. Go be free. Since you've hit play on this video, we've discarded this many straws in the U.S. alone. Pretty bad, right? Included in each straw are some of these little cards. Next time you're at a restaurant, leave one with the bill and let them know to only serve straws upon request. There's a movement happening, and you can be at the front of it. Together we can make a really big impact and save our oceans one straw at a time. This is Final Straw. Suck responsibly.
So as you can see, I mean, you can spend a lot of money on videos. You can spend a little bit of money on videos, but videos are absolutely vital to what you're doing to raise the money.
Single-use plastic straws? Yeah.
There we go.
Right
So
there.
let's go on to the next slide. So here's my 5-step system. First of all, you got to start with the strategy. The strategy is key. You got to know what goes with what and how you're going to do it. Then you can figure out which website to use and how to set up your page, what your story is going to be, what your video is going to be. And then you've got to take action, because even if we do all of this, if you don't take action and actually launch and go for it and get your team on it, nothing will ever happen. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So here's the deal. What's your dream? What is your dream, and how do you plan on making it happen? This has been Dr. Letitia Wright. I hope that you're inspired to know that the money is out there to make your dream happen, your business grow, and you can have a cash infusion using crowdfunding. Remember, ignoring one's conscience is neither safe nor right. And I'll see you next time.